What is going on, everybody? Happy Money Monday. It is June 10th. We are approaching 11 a.m. The big winner of the day, PRVB, bringing FOMO back into the market. Awesome play today, running from $10 all the way up to $22.50. Really awesome play on this thing. This is going to bring FOMO back into the market, and this is what we want as day traders. Last week we seen it really rough, even though the overall market was just exploding to the upside with small caps. It was really hard to trade last week. We would have a lot of rips to the upside, and then the stocks would just fall even harder. This morning PRVB was leading the gap scanner, gapping up from $4 all the way to a high of $13. So what am I thinking right at the open? I seen 4 stocks last week gap up from $4 or $5 up to 10 or over $10, and most of them at the open sold off really hard and then went into a range. But today was opposite. Right at the open here, this sold off from, it opened at just below $11, popped up to $11.23, and then sold all the way down just below $10, and then was holding on to this $10 level right here. You got to think this $10 level, that's a really huge mental level. That's just like the $1 breakout, the $10, and the $100. Those are the biggest mental levels in the stock market. It comes down to $10, forms higher lows, getting really tight, forming just a nice wedge right here. Breaks out from this wedge, and it's also surging over the VWAP, so that's going to have even more power. I got in right at the break of this wedge, and it exploded right up. I got out right before it got halted because I don't trust stocks. I've seen stocks rip up and rip down, but look what happened. This thing went from 10 and just kept going and going all the way up to $20 from $10. I made a little $200 with just a little 200 shares. The first half hour of the market open, the stock market is so volatile. If you go balls to the wall, going big, you could easily destroy your account if you're trying the first half hour of the day, trying to go all in on a breakout. Normally, I like to wait at least a half hour, an hour to see which way the stock wants to go and play it from there. But right after it broke out from this wedge here, it just kept going and going. And as soon as it touched $20 and pulled back, it was just up so much. I just couldn't break my rules and touch it. But this did set up nicely though. When it touched $20, again, another $10 mental level, $20. It pulled back to $17.50 and U-shaped it on up to 20, and then boom, blew through 20 and runs into another halt. Gaps up, opens up at $21, rips all the way back down to $20, and then rips all the way up to $22.50. Really nice move, but right now there was just a nice move on it. You see it formed a pattern as well. It formed a head and shoulders. You got your shoulder right here. You got your head right here. This was looking like a shoulder right here, but this is your other shoulder right there. And the neckline is right at $17. So $17 is support. It's got to hold that support. If it doesn't, it's going to fall all the way down to around this $15 area to the VWAP. But it just goes to show you as well, a chart is a chart. Old support right here. Let the stock top out up here. Then let it sell off. Don't try buying right here, because support is right here at 17. If you're at $19 right here, you got a $2 risk to the downside. And look what happened. It got real tight right here at 18 and then surged up to $20. And then look at that like death candle right there. There's two of them. Two death candles all the way down to basic support here at 1750 and then pops up to 1850. Comes back down, really holding on to this support right here at 17 and then grinds from 17 all the way up to $19. You see how the market likes to move like that and try to play tricks on people? And the market really punishes people who don't know what they're doing. People who bought in all right here and people who bought this surge got destroyed with these two candles right there. And then look what it did. It bounced off of basic support right there, where it had support right there. And the people who were patient and actually know what to look for got rewarded with this nice grind right there. But PRVB, this thing, for me right now, it's untouchable. I cannot touch it. This thing could easily destroy an account. And look at it right now on how unpredictable it is. It comes down to this support, broke through this support, came down to 1650. Now it's surging back up to $18. That's just, for me, it's too unpredictable. But moves like this is going to bring volume and FOMO into the market. So this is really, really good. Look for the rest of the week for a lot of stocks to be popping off. Because remember what I said last time when we had our last big runner. This move is going to bring FOMO into the markets. Somebody is going to see this and they're going to say, wow, look at all this money that I missed out today. This thing ran from $10 all the way up to $22. I could have made a lot of money. Alright, so tomorrow, the first thing that pops, I'm going to chase it and I'm going to make some money. And then look what happened last time. All week, we just seen explosive great moves. We had a lot popping off today. Also, NBY popping off. Going from 30 cents, gapping up over $1, pulling back just below $1, opens up, running up to $1.20, pulling back to $1, running back up to $1.20, pulling back just below $1, and then from 90 cents, this runs all the way up to $1.74, and now it's running up to $2. But remember what I said about stocks in that mental area of $1. $1 is going to be the strongest resistance or support line in the stock market, followed by $10. And then third is the $100. You got to think of the psychology. This stock is literally going from a penny stock to a $1. That's a big mental level. It's going from a penny stock, and now it's officially in the dollar club. And then, just like the $10, a stock's going from a dollar to an official $2 worthy of a company. $10. And then, just like the $100, if a stock comes up to $100, that mental and psychology, it's going from a $10 company from 90 to an official $100 company. Those are huge mental levels. And that's what it's all about in the stock market. Just psychology and the mental aspect of this game. Let's draw some lines at this $1 level right here. This could have been a great play. Opens up here just above $1, rips up to $1.20. All right, we got our range in. Pulls back. Look at where this bounced at right here. $1. From $1, rips all the way back up to $1.25. Remember what I said too? Every 25 cents is going to act as natural resistance. Stock pulls back down to this $1 level right here. Didn't get any momentum, went sideways, and then fell off. But you got to think of the general area from $1. If a stock breaks $1 and pulls back to, let's say, 75 cents, that's showing weakness. When this pulled back, it was still able to hold near $1. This pulled back just below 90 cents. And then from 90, runs right back up to $1, slowly reclaimed $1, and then got momentum and off it went. Ran into a halt right at the previous resistance, opens up, rips up to another halt at $1.40, opens up, and just slowly just kept grinding all the way up to $1.75. This thing is mad. Opens up, sells down, gets halted, opens back up here at $1.40, and then from $1.40 rips up into another halt. When you got a stock as low like this, they do volatility halts when a stock moves more than, I think it's either 10% or 15% within 4 minutes. So if you got a penny stock like this at $1, you got to think if it goes from $1 to $1.20, that's a 20-cent move. And they have these volatility halts in to protect investors after what happened with the flash crash. But what else do we got going on in the market? We also have VUZI going from $2 all the way up to a high of $3.55 today. I missed this one. I was so about to play this when right before I made this video, I took my eyes off of it and boom, it ripped back up to $3.55. This is what I'm talking about, people. You don't really have to trade the first half hour of the market open. Let stocks open up, do what they got to do, let them move in the direction that they want to, and then wait for a good, healthy pullback to a mental level. I'm such a big fan of mental levels. And the stock will move in patterns, people. Come on. This is, I mean, it's hard in a way, but it will take you a long time to realize this as a trader. Look what this did. It ramps up to 265, pulls back, gets really, really tight right here, and gets that momentum and just shoots all the way up and tops out here just below 350. Then the stock pulls all the way back just below $3 to 285. Makes lower highs, gets really, really tight, and then boom, off it went. Gets a little pullback right here, and then surges all the way up to 355. From $3 to 355, from 1035 to 1050, a 15-minute move to the upside. And then look what this did. It sold, it pulled back. Remember what I said about the pullback? Comes back up and makes a U shape, sells all the way back down, and look at the area where it bounced at. Old support. And then from 290, look it's ripping all the way up to 315 right now. That's why I always say patience pays. This could be forming a head and shoulders. You got your shoulder here, your head here. So I'd look for this to probably top out at this 330 level. But being here every day to see this and just looking at charts, you'll start to see the same thing happen over and over and over again. Traders like to look at patterns. Basic support, resistance, patterns. That's why I try to tell people, you don't need all those indicators on your charts. They're just a waste of time, and they're slowing you up is what they're doing. You know, if you got 5 indicators, MACD, RSI, convergence, Fibonacci, you know, you're paying attention to all those things and you're missing the basic setup. Like I said, basic support, basic resistance. And look what happened. This thing came down, ripped up, comes back down. Even if you would have missed this big move, having patience, waiting for it to come all the way down, bounced right off of old support. That's just awesome. And then gets a nice bounce from 3 up to 320. BCRX getting a nice move today from 350 all the way up to 420. Nice U-shapes on this. Tops out right here, gets a pullback. Nice U-shape up, new high, pulls back, another U-shape again, and then now it just slowly started trending down like that, bounced right off the VWAP, and from 395 right up to 410. A lot going on today. IFMK, very fast pump and dump, getting a rip from $1.30 all the way up to 220, and then crashing all the way back down. Cool was on watch today, as it's been on watch since it's done its reverse split right here. This thing's just been slowly moving up from 250 every day. Very, very light volume. You could see every morning it likes to get a real fast snap to the upside ever since the day of its split. But this thing just keeps moving all the way up. Look at that. From 250, now it's up over 350. So keep an eye on Cool. This is a low float stock. It just keeps going, grinding up and up and up and up and up. If you look at it on a bigger time frame, you know, a stock like this, if it can keep grinding up and up and up like this with real light volume, people are going to notice, and then volume's going to attack it, and then that's when you could just see this thing explode. Right from this $3 area, just look at that. All the way up to 365. VLRX getting a very fast pop from 350 up to almost $4. I'm still waiting for this to break above 4. I like how it's setting up. It was trending down, bounces off of 325, making lower highs. I said if this can ever get back above $4, this could easily run right back up to $5. It's all about looking for patterns. That's what it's all about. And then also, I had works on watch, because if this can get back above 6 and volume could push into it, this thing could rip back up to 7. And it's still hanging on there. And then also, RBZ was gapping up today as well. I had that on watch because somebody put a price target on it of $11. And today, it was just sitting. It gapped up pre-market up to a high of $5.13, ripped right back down. Market open, it was just sitting right underneath this 450 level. So I had this on watch to see if it would get any sort of volume. If it could push over 450, this thing could have easily ripped right back up to 5. And it's still hanging on to this area, so RBZ's still on watch for me. See, look at, there's a pattern right there. This is what traders look for. Just a wedge pattern right there. And from that 1650 level, and look at, with light volume, rips from 1650 just under $17. 50-cent pop. All because there's people out there, all types of different stocks, looking for patterns. That's what it's all about in the stock market, patterns. PRVB starting to fade off a little bit, but this thing still could go crazy at the end of the day. We are heading into lunch hours as we're just over 11 a.m. now. Keep this on watch. This could come all the way back down to the VWAP right here, hang around. Towards the end of the day, that's when you could really just see a big surge in it and it just go nuts. There were a lot of shorts that got squeezed on this. And this isn't a low float stock. This is a higher float stock. Let's look it up real quick. PRVB, its float is almost 25 million. Shares outstanding is almost 35 million. Short float percentage, not really that high right there. Its average true range is almost 40 cents, but this thing was going crazy. But that's exactly probably what happened. Like I said last week, a lot of people, there were a lot of stocks that gapped up from around $4-5 up to 10 and over $10, and majority of them at the open had huge sell-offs. And then Monday today, look what happens. PRVB gaps up from 4 all the way up over $10 to 13. All the short sellers are like, hey, what happened last week with those 4 stocks? 3 out of 4 of them sold off right at the market open. So the market opens, it gets this quick little sell-off right here from $11.50 to $10. It's below VWAP. Shorts are piling in on it. It's below VWAP. They're going off of what happened last week with all those big gappers. This thing got tight and tight and tight and tight. You got buyers coming into it. Shorts are coming in. And then when it starts to get tight and break over this VWAP, that's when you have all those shorts covering their positions or not covering their positions and getting stubborn and adding to their short. And then that's what leads into this huge explosion right here, along with all the buyers that came into it as well. So thank you, short sellers. But this is starting to fade off a little bit, but this could easily, like I said, just get momentum right back into it. You see how it was trending down and now it's starting to go sideways? We're getting to the point to where you could possibly see another huge explosion, but it could go either way. It could go to the upside or it could go to the downside. This is the point right now of where you'd be looking into SEC filings to see if this company has any warrants, ATMs, offerings. Are they desperate for cash? Because if their stock is up really big right now, you got to think they're going to want to take that money. But even if you didn't trade this, don't get FOMO. Do not get FOMO. There will be plenty of opportunities this week. This stock is going to bring FOMO and volume back into small caps. Also, real quick, I wanted to talk about LJPC. LJPC today had a great opportunity on it. From this 1150 area right here, had two nice curving bottoms on it right at 1150, kept running up to the VWAP resistance right here, $12, a mental area as well. This thing finally, whenever you see rounding bottoms, that's a bullish sign. When you see rounding tops, that's a bearish sign. We had two great rounding bottoms here at 1150. I like my mental areas. It comes up to $12. Finally broke through 12. This thing had a nice rip all the way up to 1260. Came back down, bounced right here at that mental area, $12. And from 12, had a nice little pop up to 1230. Comes back down, $12 again. Another little pop up to 1220, and then fell below $12. And then now you see how $12 acts as resistance. Comes down, comes right back up. What do you know? $12 resistance. You see how these stocks like moving in stages? It's all about having an eye for detail, and price action is king. And that's why I'm a huge believer of keeping your charts clean. All you really need is VWAP, volume, price action, level 2, and the tape. That's it. You don't need all those indicators out there like MACD. I know I'm going to upset a lot of people who use all that stuff, but you got to keep it simple. All those indicators for day trading, they're lagging indicators, and most of them give false signals. Even if you were to look at RSI, you know, I laugh at people. No offense to anybody out there who uses RSI. You're using RSI to see overbought and oversold areas. All you simply got to do is pull out on the chart, and I can clearly see if it's overbought or oversold. If it's way up here, I know it's overbought. So I'm going to wait for it to pull back down to basic support levels. Just keep it simple. That's all I'm saying. You don't need to overcomplicate trading. But I'm done. I'm done ranting. All right? Hopefully everybody's having a great trading day. Starting the week off green. Big winner today, PRVB. Look for PRVB to bring momentum back into the stock market. People are going to get FOMO. The FOMO meter is officially at 100 right now with this move. And then also real quick, the markets still exploding to the upside. Look at the SPY here. Ever since it bottomed way back here at 274, this thing just ramped all the way up. And it's still going even today, up to 290. So really, really big comeback for the market. Closed here Friday at 287. Nice gap up to 289. This 289, 290 level is going to be big resistance for the SPY. If it can get above 290, look for this thing to keep going. But we are seeing some explosive moves in the market right now. Real quick, let's look at the daily. See, look at that. Just big, big rebound. Remember when people were all going crazy all right up in here? We've officially entered correction territory. And you see how fast the market just rebound in 5 days, going from 274 up to 290. You gotta think now too, we're literally 4 points away from all-time highs. 4 points away. Huge rebound for the market. There's a lot of people probably getting squeezed. That's why we got this huge explosion. That's why you never want to try to predict the market. You always want to try to react. Take it day by day. See, and look at it. It bounced right there where it bounced last time and rocketed all the way up right here. But like I said, I hope you guys are all having a great day. Hopefully you guys are all starting the week off green. If not, don't worry. There will be plenty of plays this upcoming week. PRVB just opened the floodgates for small cap land. And there's going to be a lot of people chasing. So make sure you just have that patience. Wait for setups. If you're newer, just observe. Observe and watch this because this will happen again. In the stock market, history loves to repeat itself in the stock market. This always happens. Take screenshots of these charts, study these charts, and prepare for when it happens again. And that's just how you get better as a trader. But happy Money Monday, everybody. Starting the week off green for me. Let's just keep it going and keeping it strong, having that discipline and having that patience. Again, hopefully you guys are all having a great trading week. That's going to wrap it up for this recap. If you're not a subscriber already, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that like button for me. But alright guys, be safe out there with PRVB. And remember, tomorrow's always a new day. Alright guys, till next time, have that patience, have that discipline, and study, study, study. Later everyone.